It's been a very long time since the last time I made a video. It's been about 7 years. I haven't been in New York City for 7 years now, so this one is, it's a very long time coming. It's hard to believe it's been that long. You know how time flies. I'm actually in Hartford, Connecticut right now. For the record, I do not live here. I actually came here to see the St. Patrick's Day Parade in the city of Hartford. But I also came to see this. I heard about it before, but I've never had the opportunity to actually come up here and see it with my own eyes. Now, for you guys that may recall, many years ago, around 2013, I went to the New York City St. Patrick's Day Parade, and of course, one of my most viewed videos involves, I think the title of it is Terrorist Banner at the St. Patrick's Day Parade in New York City. And while I was attending, of course, one of the banners that was carried down Fifth Avenue was one that was dedicated to Bobby Sands. And over the years, since I've attended that, I've seen videos, and the New York City St. Patrick's Day Parade obviously has a tendency to have sectarian banners marching in the parade. Some that say, for example, England get out of Ireland. There's also another one. They have Irish Northern Aid, NORAID, march in the parade as well. They also carry sectarian banners as well. And but I tell you this. Whatever New York City may have, this one definitely takes the cake over here. I'm actually here. Let's see if I could cross the road here. So as I said, this one takes the cake because in Connecticut, right here in Hartford, Connecticut, there you have Bobby Sands Circle, and this right here is a monument dedicated to Bobby Sands and the Irish terrorists who died on hunger strike back in 1981. And this was put together. This was made possible by Irish Northern Aid, NORAID, which was proven to be the fundraising arm, the American fundraising arm of Sinn Féin IRA. And they were, like I said, they were the ones who made this possible. As you can see, you have Bobby Sands right there. And of course, right behind it, you have the other 9 terrorists who died on hunger strike as well. And on the side over here, Frank Stagg, and Michael Goen, hope I'm pronouncing that right. They died back in the 1970s. But anyway, it's a shame that we have a monument to a group of terrorists who belong to terrorist organizations here in the United States, especially here in Hartford, Connecticut. And I could tell you, one thing about these people who died, who this monument is dedicated to. These were not freedom fighters. These were terrorists. They were members of a terrorist organization. They were arrested while committing terrorist acts. I mean, I could go through the names of all their crimes right here. For example, Bobby Sands, along with this guy, Joe McDonnell. Sorry about that. Got McDonald's on them. I hate that place. So anyway, Bobby Sands, along with Joe McDonnell, were part of the same IRA terrorist unit. Who they were both serving a 14-year sentence for attempting to burn down a furniture store. Now you may think, what could have possible what could that possibly be? Why a furniture store? Well, it was big enough operation that they required 9 people. He was a member of one of 9 to try and burn the place down. In fact, Joe McDonnell, Bobby Sands, Joe McDonnell, and seven other IRA members of his unit. Actually, what they did was they rounded up the customers and the staff, locked them in the basement, and they poured accelerant and also booby trap bombs as well. Basically, they were going to burn those people alive. Luckily, their plans failed, and they were both arrested and they were serving a 14-year sentence when they went on hunger strike. And I mean, this guy, if you wanted someone who's really, this guy, Francis Hughes, right there, him and Thomas McIlwee, they founded a IRA unit in somewhere in South Armagh, and this unit was known as, they were infamous throughout the region. They were actually known as the Belly Butchers, and over a 5-year period they murdered indiscriminately over 30 people. This is both Roman Catholic, Protestant, civilian, and what other target do you have? Their favorite method was the bomb. In fact, Francis Hughes over here, 1976, him and the Belly Butchers were part of a operation that their intention was to slaughter an entire family. It did not work for them. However, unfortunately, one person, I believe her name was Hester McMullen, an elderly woman in her 70s. She was killed as a result of this operation. The rest of the family survived, thank goodness. And of course, the Francis Hughes rifle was used in the attack. 1976, he murdered 2 police officers. That's right, he's a cop killer. I have friends and family who are either police officers or former police officers, and I'll tell you this: you kill a cop, you're scum in my book. But that was 1977 when Francis Hughes killed 2 police officers. In 1978, one of his most egregious acts was killing. His name was Lance Corporal, I think his name William Gordon. Now, he killed William Gordon as well as his 10-year-old daughter Leslie, and seriously maimed his 7-year-old son Richard in a car bomb. He had planned this. He had planned the car bombing out. This wasn't an accident. He knew full well that the car was going to be used on a school run, and he did it anyway. He is probably out of all these people here, he's probably the most notorious of the most fanatical, the most psychotic one of all. You know, he killed indiscriminately, basically. And now, of course, Thomas McIlwee, right there, he wasn't much better either way. He was actually arrested, I believe, in 1976 while carrying out a bombing operation involving 3 teams, one of which he was in charge of one group. His girlfriend was in charge of another group, and as much as 16 bombs took place in Ballymena, and I believe it was 16 bombs went off indiscriminately. You know, random bombings. Many people injured. One of the people killed was a woman named Yvonne Dunlop, for which he was charged with and convicted of murdering. Thomas McIlwee himself, his bomb went off prematurely, and he lost his right eye in the process. 2 other people who were with him, one lost a foot, another one lost a leg in the bombing as well. Patsy O'Hara, Kevin Lynch, and Mickey Devine were actually not IRA. They were part of the Irish National Liberation Army, the INLA, and they were This was basically sort of a rival terrorist organization with the IRA. The IRA and the INLA actually were involved in operations for killing each other as well as innocent civilians. In fact, the IRA and the INLA had like a sick game of a type of game of one-upmanship between the two to see who could kill more people, who could bomb more people, who could cause more damage than the other. I could go on and on about this. Was it Kieran O'Doherty? No, Raymond McCrish. Raymond McCrish, he was involved in a operation known as the Kingsmill Massacre. Him and his IRA unit slaughtered 10 working class men at a bus station on their way home from work. And the rifle that he was captured with was the one used in the Kingsmill Massacre. Let's see. I could go on and on, but just to let you know that the people here who are on these, who this monument is dedicated to, these were not good people. They were evil. They were terrorists. They belonged to a terrorist organization, and it's like I said, it is outrageous that we actually have a monument dedicated to a group of terrorists here in the United States.